wanting to support entrepreneurs, pre-launch entrepreneurs, and journalists or entrepreneurs thinking about news and how to present news in a different way. So through the Google News Initiative, we make available tech and tools for publishers to monetize advertising on their website, but we also make available training and programs very much like this one, and then specific products that Google develops in collaboration with the news industry and specifically tailored for news. So I can only join, unfortunately, for the first half an hour of this session, but the team at Code for Africa is going to guide you through what we envisage for this program, and we're super excited to see the applications on new voices, new thinking around new perspectives on how to further boost the Kenyan news landscape, whether that is reaching a new audience, whether that is packaging your news in a new format. We're very much looking forward to seeing the applications. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marianne, and it's nice to also hear the expectations and the outcomes of this. Thank you. All right. So this is about the boot camp. So the pre-launch lab is an intensive 10-week blended learning program, which is aimed at equipping at most 24 digital news entrepreneurs with actionable skills and tool for immediate strengthening their business model in a fiercely contested local digital market space. So the whole of this program is for 10 weeks, and we would be supporting 24 digital news entrepreneur in Kenya. Right. So this is the objective. So Code for Africa is partnering with Google News Initiative to facilitate the rollout of an inaugural pre-launch startups lab in Kenya. The program will offer peer mentoring for local digital media entrepreneurs, right? Also provide coaching them on how to run a sustainable and scalable digital news business in Kenya, which are very, very imperative when dealing with digital media, to say they have to be sustainable and also scalable, right? Just to run us through some of the past cohorts that GNI had supported. So in 2020, we have all these faces in US and in Canada. This is the US and the Canada cohort. In 2021, this is the US cohort. In 2022, this is the Canada cohort, and so in 2023 we are working to get Kenya, and also hopeful that by the time we want to do 2024 cohorts, we'll see some of our faces there as the 2024 cohorts. So then our unique value proposition, right? So one, our approach is a cohort-based approach, whereby succeeding as a new entrepreneur is hard. We've identified that, and doing it alone is even much harder. So, and one of our approach, being a cohort base, is to to provide a cohort support and accelerated learning. That in this one of our approach is to provide learning also, and to also help startup accelerate their learnings, their thinking, and also how to probably rework some of their model that they have. And also we'll also be providing a one-on-one coaching to your team during the pre-launch lab weekly. So we're going to have a weekly one-on-one coaching sessions whereby you're able to have a one-on-one with the coach and have a conversation with them, and then they're also able to walk you through your plan, your models, and everything like that. So also it's also an incredibly hands-on program. This isn't academic, so we do not do mock interview or experiments. No books, reports to hands in. But however, there are just some readings that are entails, and definitely some works to do, just to be able to get a clarity to say we have a clear understanding of the webinars and the coaching and every activities in the course of the week, right? And so to also mention that the team of coaches are veteran, and I think in slides to come I'll be introducing us to the coaches of both journalism startup and mainstream new organizations, and the curriculum is a result of several years of research and hundreds of interview with new startups funders. So the teams, the coaching team, they are veterans, and also to say that even the curriculum that we've developed, a lot of research and interviews have gone into it to be able to come up with what is visible, right? So glad to introduce you to our coaching team, and first on the list here that we have is Rose Lucalo. Rose is here with us. Rose, hi.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be here.
Hi, Rose. So Rose has a wealth of experience in journalism and civic organizing for the advancement of free expression, media policy, and social justice in Kenya. Her extensive background also extends to training, where she made significant contributions to the development of journalism curriculum with the Kenya Institute for Curriculum Development. Nice to have you again, Rose. Next, also we have part of our coaching team, we have Chris Roper. Hi, Chris. Good afternoon. All right. I'm sure he will join us soon. Chris is CFA's deputy CEO and leads our in-house business of news portfolio. This includes overseeing CFA's research partnership with Reuters Institute for Journalism annual digital report, that's the DNR research in 3 African countries, including Kenya, and our research and training partnership with the Thomson Reuters Foundation in Africa and the Global Disinformation Index in Africa. Right. So, this is our pre-launch lab week by week, and in the first week, what we'll be doing in the first week is working on setting clear goals for your success. In week 2, we will be doing talking to customers. So how are you able to approach your customers? What to look out for when speaking with customers? And in week 3, we'll then look through the revenue pricing and market research. In week 4, we'll have the field work, and in week 5, we'll be looking at the business and the non-profit. Week 6, we'll experiment your way to success, and week 7 will also be a field work. Week 8 will be on sales and marketing, and week 9 we'll be doing growth, where we'll look at a growth, and week 10 we'll launch your business efforts. So to do that, to just to expand that, my colleague Unduku would take over from here. Over to you, Unduku.
Thank you. All right, 1 second. I hope you're all able to see my screen. I'm just picking up from where Adebo has left off. Right. So we've just gone through what each of the 10 weeks is going to have, and I just want to drill down a bit into what we expect from anyone who's making an application for this. So this is a great fit for people who are first-time or early-stage entrepreneurs. That means this is either the first time that you started or you've recently started within the last 2 years, yeah? This is a great fit for you if the efforts are still in a pre-launch stage. That means you still haven't formally established your business. You're still thinking through what business models will work, what angle you want to take, what market you want to target, and you're still trying to figure out what your sweet spot is. It's also a great fit for you if you've been under 2 years old as a business and are super open to coaching. That means that if one of our coaches makes a suggestion that probably makes you have to shift your entire business model in a way that will help you, you're willing to listen first and then have a discussion about how to go through the modalities later. It's also a really great fit for you if you're building a viable, sustainable business with real revenue. So if you're really keen on building something that will actually bring you money, this will be a great fit for you. It's not a great fit for you if you've been in the entrepreneurial journey for some time. That means you've had your tries, you failed, you've come back, you've been able to figure out a bit of the initial elements and you've come to your swing. So this might not be the place for you. It might not be the place for you if you've been around for a little long, so over 2 years. At the last info session, we had people asking, what if you're older than 2 years, but are willing to receive criticism, feedback, and coaching? I would say that that's on a case-by-case basis, but we would really like to offer this to people who haven't yet even gotten their feet wet in that way. It's not a great fit for you if you're not open to input or objectivity. And it's not a great fit for you if you're considering the idea that you'd like to submit to be a side hustle, or that this skill will be like your part of your professional development. That is, if you're thinking that once you pass the course, then you can add that to your CV, this is not a great fit for you. So for the lab timeline, the applications are now, let's go back. Yes, we're also looking for diversity of people and ideas. We're looking for founders that are from a traditionally underrepresented community in media, that are either early career, mid-career, or very experienced. So we're not discriminating on how long you've been in the media space or in the news space. We're looking for journalists or individuals, people who are journalists or individuals who don't have formal journalism training. So we're not biased based on that. Do you have an idea that's new, or a business that's new that you want up, and your experience, whether you're a journalist or not, whether you're early mid-career or very experienced, or whether you're from a like known community or underrepresented community, these are things that we will look into and consider. We're also looking for ideas that are created for communities that are usually undercovered in media, that are very early, somewhat developed, and maybe already launched, but they're just starting out. And also we're looking for ideas that serve communities both in rural and urban geography. So we're not limiting that. The idea is that you have a news business. Right. And we've just launched our applications, and we will share the application link at the end of this. The application deadline is on Monday, 11th of December, 2023. That's when we expect all applications to be submitted. So you have just under a month to be able to write out your application, think through it. You can save it as you're going through it and upload more information. Then from there, we will review the applications that have been submitted. We will notify all the applicants for this particular cohort by January 12th next year. And then we will start the pre-launch lab on January 29th of next year. We expect this to run for 10 weeks and end right around early April next year. Yeah. And we will review your application based on the following criteria, which is it a compelling idea? There isn't currently a minimum viable product? Is it feasible to expect that one will be developed by the conclusion of the lab? How well does the person or the team, because you can sign up as a person or you can sign up as a team, how well does the person or team skills and background line up with the vision that they are working on? Is there a defined audience for the product? And does it have the potential to change the status quo? When you're thinking about your answers, we'd like to encourage you to briefly describe the solution, briefly share your goals coming out of this program, what you expect to get out of it, share a little about you or your teammates' experience, or you and your teammates' experience, briefly describe the customer need, and fill the application in its entirety. Right. And as we've mentioned at the start, this is a 10-week process. This is set up a business, of a news business, and it takes what you put in. You get out of it what you put in. So for you to get the most out of the program, you need to attend or watch all the weekly lessons. You need to complete at least 4 out of the 8 one-on-one coaching sessions that are provided for you through our coaches. You need to be able to submit a weekly status update and fill in a short survey, checking your progress every so often. You also need to demonstrate effort at completing the weekly assignments because, as Adebo mentioned, these are not academic assignments. This is actually work on your business. So if you don't do it, it's at detriment to your business. And lastly, you need to be able to submit a final video pitch for your project. Yeah, so I'll pause there in case of any questions for what we've shared so far.
Thank you so much, Nduku, and thank you for. Okay, right. Steve, speak, please. You can speak.
Yes.
Yes.
So Steve.
Yes, the last time we were here, you mentioned that you will choose 24 people. So I would like to know if they are all from Kenya or also from other parts of the world.
So they're all from Kenya.
Good. Then the 23 people will join me.
We hope. Yeah. See, that has just opened the crowd and made them very excited.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah. Should your application be considered successful, then yeah, we hope that it will be part of that.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
So questions or contributions? Okay.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Yeah.
Yeah. So just to also mention that in the course of your application, perhaps you need clarity or you have some things that you need help with. You could feel free to also reach out to me. The email adebowale@codeforafrica.org. Then I'm able to provide that kind of help and see how we can help through the application also, and to say that because the deadline is also fast approaching. December 11th is just around the corner, about 3 weeks, and then yeah, so that will be the close to application. So, but also like my colleague Nduk also mentioned that we're out there and we're also excited to receive as many applications as we could, and also available to also provide that kind of guidance that you might need to also be sure that you're successful with the application also. Yeah. Yeah, so I do not know if Nduku still have something to add to what we have earlier mentioned.
No, I'm just here in case of any questions before we share a little more about the application, before you get to share a little more about the application. Oh, okay. And Marianne says goodbye. Thank you, Marianne. Yeah, so this is for you if you have any questions around the process, if you have any questions around what we've discussed so far. You can type it on chat or you can share it. You can raise your hand.
Yeah, also to also mention that Chris Roper also joined us, and who is one of our coaches. Good afternoon, Chris.
Yeah, hey, thank you. Yeah, I don't know if he can speak where he's at, Adebo, but he's part of the process.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So seems no questions. Everyone is
Okay, so maybe you can move to the application form.
Right. Just a moment.
There's a question here from Salma. Whether we can share the presentation that we've just I think Salma, the answer to that would be yes. So these are shared will also this session. And for you to, in case of any. Okay. Any other question? Deb, are you good to go? Or do you need another minute?
Yeah. So I think we are good now. Just a minute. Okay. All right. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the application form, and just to run everyone through the application and see the next minute before we close if there are questions, and that we can also help provide answers to. Okay, so definitely questions around your name, phone number, email, and we want three sentence biography that tells your professional story. So we really want to read about your story, your professional story. So what are the processes, that story of your profession that you would like us that you want us to hear. And so we want to hear about that. We also want to know about if you work for a news organization, the name of the organization, and so what is the target audience, and trade publication. And also so there at the trade publication we want to see links to your website or your social media handles. We also want to know the year you're founded, and parent company or other larger group if applicable. So if this is just a subsidiary, we want to know, and if it stand alone. We want you to describe your organization and your team. At this point, we want to read about your organization, and we also want a general overview about your team. What is your team makeup like? Also, we want to know, definitely. So the country everyone operates out from, that for the for this pre-launch lab, definitely be from Kenya. And then so going into more details now. So we want to know what you plan to publish. So is it going to be a website, is it a newsletter, social media, or a podcast? So what's that product that you're working on? And also that what's source of revenue or sources of revenue are you considering for the scalability of your business? So are you looking at subscription or membership? Are you looking at contributions or donations? Are you looking at grant or philanthropy? Are you looking at direct sold ad or sponsorship? Are you also looking at programmatic ads, or are you looking at events? And if there are other things also, please feel free to share with us. Also, we also want to know the topic you're covering. Is it news and politics? Is it local and business? Is it food and drinks? Is it health and fitness? We also want to know if it's science and tech, shared language. or shared country of origin, shared identity, or are you doing sports or trade publication or special interest? So and that includes maybe art, craft, hobby, design, fashion, style, home and garden, lifestyle, parenting, and the rest. So we want to know what topic are you covering? So so if selected, here we want to, share your language, country of origin, identity, another thing just for identification. So and we also want to know what's your geographic coverage now. So geographic coverage that we are looking at is, so we want to know if it's community, we are looking at it at the community level. If you're looking at it to say urban, peri-urban, or rural area. Are you looking at it in terms of county? Are you looking at it region? Are you looking at it international or national? Or this is not even applicable to what you're doing? And also want to know, do you cover, country, just like a supporting question from the geographic coverage. Do you cover a country outside your country of operation? So primarily, we believe everyone that would apply for the pre-launch lab would definitely be operating in Kenya, but also want to know if you cover country outside of Kenya. Now, this is now where the first selling your unique selling point comes in to say, pitch your idea for your organization. So what is that thing that you want to do? What is that product? In the previous questions we've asked about the product you want to do, but so what is that idea that you have that you believe it has a market, that you believe it has high rate of acceptability probably, and and how do what brainstorm this your idea? So all of this together enables you to pitch your idea to us, for your organization. So your organization, the idea you're working on that you think is a fit for this pre-launch lab. Also, we also want to know, why do you want to launch this idea? So why are you doing this? So is it a solution? Is it trying to solve a particular problem? Is it trying to so why do you want to launch this idea? The first one is you trying to pitch the idea to us, right? And now we also want to know why you want to launch this idea, right? Also, we're also interested in knowing, why does your audience need your product? So the product you're working with, so what is the market acceptability for it? So what is the market rating for it? So why do you think your audience needs your product? So what is so special about that product that you think your audience needs? So and then so we want to see that. We also want to see who are your competitors, and have you seen a similar project somewhere? So we want to know if there are other people doing that kind of work that you want to do, and also if you've seen a similar project somewhere. And we want to know what will success looks like for your organization. So what is success? What does success mean to your organization? And so what resources or funding have you used to develop your ideas so far? Like we said, within 24 months, that's 2 years. So so far, since you've launched, or since you've started, for those that have launched, to say that, so what resources or what funding have you used to develop your idea? So we also want to know that in terms of resources, or in terms of fundings that you've used to develop your ideas. And also we also want to know what resources or funding would you need to continue to work on your idea. The first one is we want to know what resources or funding you've used so far, but now we also want to know, so what resources and funding would you need to continue to work on your idea. We definitely want to know, have you registered or incorporated your business in Kenya? And we also want to know, so what progress have you made on your idea so far? So what level is it now? We also want to know what level your idea is now, since you've launched. And also, where do you see your organization in 1 year? So like so from the way you're viewing it, so what's your projection like to say in 12 months this is what my organization would have achieved XYZ ABCD. We're also keen on knowing that. And so we also want to know, how do you define financial sustainability for your organization? So what is your own definition for financial sustainability and for your organization, and how many hours per week can you devote to the program? So we want to know who is the point of contact that we'll reach out to, and we want to know, who are the program participants. And like we also mentioned in the first and the second information session, to say that you can join alone, and you can join with your team. One other person from your team can join. So this is just to say, how did you hear about us? And so want to know if it's, how did you hear about Code for Africa, social media, or about GNI, on Google, to say, does any government organization hold any level of ownership, control, or voting right within your organization? So want to know if government organizations hold any any level of ownership or control rights in your organization. So if yes, we would love to see the details, and that also helps with our due diligence also. So this is to say, if you love to read from us, both from GNI and CFA, and that is pretty much it. And once you fill everything, Sada, you're good to submit, and we are also available to review, and we'll get your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm guessing now that we've gone through the application form, we might have some more questions. I just want to check with the room, see if there are any questions. There are some that were asked while you were making the presentation. One was around, is it an online program, from James? And the answer to that, James, is yes, it is a virtual program for the 10 weeks. So the trainings will be virtual, but there are some sessions that we might set up for in person, and we will share updates with the selected participants on that. And then Scovian asks the question of if the link to the application can be emailed to us. And I think the answer to that is yes. If you fill in the attendance form, then we'll be able to have your email and be able to share that with you. But also we will share the live application also on our socials and with the various groups that we're a part of, so that you can be able to take time to go through it and have a look. All right. We have a question here from Salma Zome. Do you work with freelancer journalists? That's a good question. I think that's based on whether, like, as a freelancer, you have a business that's that, or if you're constantly being recruited for other things. If so, then if you're just like a freelancer for hire, I would say no. Because you're looking for people who are looking to set up digital news businesses. But if your journalism business is yours, then we can make a consideration for that. Any other questions? Yeah, maybe some tips that we can share as you're thinking through what to submit. Always think about the idea that can change the world, but that you can do in your own way. So don't be afraid to dream within, like, to dream with barriers within the realm of which you can be able to deliver. Then be willing to do that. So measuring on YouTube content creation is a question from Jacob. If that is your business, that is YouTube content creation. That is, if you're creating a channel and you're using it to relay news and you're looking at it as a way of monetization, then yes. Then for Francis, if you're employed somewhere, but also you want to develop your own digital brand or business, are you eligible? Francis, I think one of the things that we shared in terms of how it will work or not is if this is not, you're not considering it as a side hustle. So if the intent is that you want to develop your business and eventually grow out of where you're at, that can be considered. But if the idea is that you want to keep it as a side thing that you don't fully invest in, then I would say this is not the right place for you. Sally, can you submit more than one project idea? That's a good question. If you have more than one, yes, my recommendation would be to really build out like one really good one that gets the eyes of the people that are the selection committee that reviews it. But we've not put a limit on the number of ideas you can submit. However, I think your best effort would be to concentrate on building one good idea of the ones that you have, in my view. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, what stage of the idea? It's anywhere from idea to having been in existence in the last 2 years, anywhere, like if it's just been launched and it's very new, or if it's just an idea that you want to build out, like it ranges from that. That's the range. I hope I've answered your question, Jacob.
Yeah, so I think all questions have been okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jacob. I'm also dropping the attendance link here again so that everyone could view, and we're able to send the link to everyone after this information session. If there are no questions, yeah, so we could call it a day now, and then we wish you guys success with the application. Okay, there's a question here.
Is it, yeah, that's a good question, Francis. Is it mandatory for one to have an already registered business or company? And no, especially if it's in idea stage, but the intention to register needs to be there. But then if you're already registered, it's important to also disclose that information. So as part of the process, we'll be sharing guidelines on how to set up a legal business in the country.
Yeah. All right. So do we still have more questions so we could answer now?
Yeah, maybe give it a minute before we close it off for everyone.
Okay. Just to say that again, that the link to fill the attendance form is here. Kindly fill, so that enables us to send the form, the link to the form, share it with you, and also also to say we're also available to answer if there are urgent questions or clarity that you need. And feel free to send an email, and we are available to attend to that also. Yeah.
Great. There's another question here, Francis. Thank you for your questions. If you're applying as partners, only one person completes. Yes, so one person will make the submission, but they will add the team members' details, bio and experiences in the application.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Samuel joined a little late. And asks if we'll share today's content. Adebo, you can answer that one.
Yes, definitely. So we'll share the slide, and we'll also share links to the form and everything. Yeah, so we'll do that. Just please fill the attendance sheet so we're able to get your details to also put in the copy when sending us out.
All right. Any other questions? We don't want to lock anyone out. We have about 3 weeks for you to submit your applications. At any point in time, if you have a question, then you can ask. Our team, Adebo, will be ready to answer any questions that you might have. as we get closer to the application deadline, after which I think we will not be able to really converse as we're going through the selection process. Right. What if one team member is employed elsewhere and the team member is fully dedicated to the business? This is from Mora. Mora, I think if it's disclosed from the beginning, yeah. So I don't think that will automatically dismiss you from being considered.
Right.
Yeah. However, the intent is that these are focused on the business growing. When we want to ensure that the investment that we're making, which is helping people to set up and run businesses, they actually take it and run businesses that bring real revenue. That's the intent of this opportunity. So if the genuine intent is to grow and build a business that will generate revenue that deals with news, then that's one we're willing to consider.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. We'll consider that. Yeah. Thank you, Nduku, for providing those response and also answering the questions. In the absence of questions, thank you everyone for joining this session, and please remember to fill the attendance form so we can send out all the details to you, and also feel free to send me an email if you need clarity or you need me to so you just need to attend to some things. Yeah, please feel free to reach out, and we wish everyone best of luck with their application. Thank you, and bye for now.
Thank you.